Welcome back to Monterey, and it's time for some highlights from round 3, the first of the 2 races to unfold here at the Monterey Sports Car Championships. This was the second attempt at a start, so they're actually completing lap 1. The first one a little bit ragged, and Ross Smith brought them down, controlling on the inside. Again, the remarkable performance of Mike Shine on the outside, the rookie, his first ever time here at Laguna as well. And the green flag flew. Ross Smith edges ahead, but the guy to watch is the car on the outside from the second row. Darrell Carlisle, 92. Watch this move, folks. That is from the second row, sweeps the outside, and then comes right across Shine's nose and locks into second spot. Actually took a look into 3 for a second there, but settled in, realized he had pretty good fortune. The 2 orange and black NGT cars of Eduardo's and Cisneros already starting their own little battle, but Ross Smith was quickly starting to draw just a little bit clear of the pack, with Carlisle in second, then Shine there in third, and Jorge Treos was to start what was going to be an eventful race. You can see he gets tucked up right behind the top 2 qualifiers in the gold category. Now watch the move here. That is Eduardo's going underneath Cisneros, and there is Treos following him through, and that surprised Enrique Cisneros, and he almost loses it, drops that right rear into the dirt. A beautiful save, but it was going to cost him a number of positions. So there is Carlos Eduardo now, free and clear of the guy that was so close to him in qualifying, his teammate, but he did have Jorge Treos close at hand. And is there any prettier sight than a full field of Yokohama shod Porsches pummeling down through the corkscrew at a Patron-sponsored event? I think not. And there you can see already Ross Smith starting to build that advantage. Carlisle under big pressure from Shine, and Amadeo Quiros, who this weekend makes a return to the platinum category after having started the series, I should say, at Sebring in the gold class. He's up into the platinum class, and his son, Junior, Amadeo Quiros Jr., is now in the gold category car. And Quiros making good on that return. He had a fair amount of success here last year with a couple of top 5 finishes, and right in the hunt once again. There is Michael Shine, revelation of the weekend to be sure. Tremendous speed, his first time in the series, his first time at this track, but he's driven some pretty serious equipment. He's a Ferrari Challenge racer, a really good one, and then made the move to some Porsche Club events with Alex Job Racing. They saw his promise and said, let's take you up to this category, and boy, has he lived up to it. Dropping back a little bit further into the race, Jorge Treos continues to try and find a way around the incredibly fast Gold Cup car of Carlos Eduardo. And speaking of Junior, Amadeo Quiros Jr., bit of a moment in the 14 Gold Cup car, and it really bottled up Andre Cisneros in that blue and orange NGT car right behind. And as you can see, it didn't take Quiros long to get after it, although he was dropping some of that sand and debris. And shortly thereafter, Blair Chang got nudged and ended up buried in the gravel. That brought out our first full course caution of 3. But that gives us an opportunity to educate you a little bit on a brand new, remarkable street tire developed by Yokohama here on the track.
In March of 2010, Yokohama launched the Avid Vigor. It's a new product for us, and it really introduced a new category that we like to call Grand Performance.
To Yokohama, Grand Performance is the combination of comfort, tread life, performance, and fuel efficiency. Through testing, they excel above the competition.
The comfort is achieved by 2 different things. One is the on-center feel that's provided by the solid center rib of the tire. The other is the 6 different tread blocks that are strategically placed around the tire that suppress noise. The all-season performance is achieved through the adaptive sipes that are within the tread block, and basically the sipe changes as the tread goes down throughout the age of its tire, and so you always have constant winter traction. Also we have angled grooves within the tread that evacuate water. There's a tread life that the average consumer knows about, which is how long my tire is going to last, and the Invigor has a number of different options as it goes to the speed ratings. But the other component of tread wear is that it wears evenly, which is really important as it gets up into the miles. And that's something that is created by the silica compound within the rubber. The Invigor has a 45,000 mile warranty for the W-rated sizes, and then a 60,000 mile for the H and B rated sizes. Steady state driving, which is basically rolling down the road, it gives a nice solid performance feel, but it also allows the tire to have a lower rolling resistance, which is something that a lot of people are looking for in a tire these days.
With 69 sizes and over 760 fitments, the tire's available for most cars on the road today. But Yokohama goes beyond that, making it one of the greenest product lines on the market.
And we'll learn more about the revolutionary ENV aspect in an upcoming show. But what a remarkable tire developed right here through racing. We're going to step away for a moment while the cleanup continues, but when we return, we get back to more racing, and then we'll take a look behind the scenes at Porsche Motorsports North America. Welcome back to the Patron GT3 Challenge by Yokohama. We're about to get round 3 back under green, but it was to be pretty short-lived as Ross Smith picked up the green flag and headed down toward turn number 2. You can see problems in the back exiting turn 11. Wes Hoagland getting into the back of Rich Walton and forcing Walton into the gravel. We're going to get another look at it, but the end result was another full course caution. The Walton lack of luck continues. Here's another look at it, and you end up seeing Walton hitting a little airborne, and that parked him in the gravel. That was another full course caution, and with that we hop on board with Kendall Smith and go inside the helmet.
And I try and keep loose, try and have fun. I don't want to try and overthink anything, because when you start overthinking it, that's when you make mistakes. You know, you want to just be nice and easy, relaxed, comfortable. So I try and think of other aspects going on besides racing. I mean, when the green flag goes, that's different. But when I'm rolling off, you know, just making sure my tire temps get up, nice and relaxed, comfortable in the seat. When the green flag flies, your head's down, you're ready to pass cars or stay in the front, you know, one way or the other. You want to make it happen.
Thanks, Kendall, and now here's Jamie with more on Patron.
When you arrive at the track for race weekend, one of the first things you see will say Patron. As title sponsor for the Patron GT3 Challenge by Yokohama, the premium brand enjoys the recognition both on and off track.
Activation is important to Patron because it increases our brand recognition. We are always looking to increase exposure, and IMSA allows us to do that throughout the paddock and throughout the track by not only branding all the Patron cars, but branding the transporters, other signage, and bringing in Club Patron.
Club Patron is a party on wheels. It arrives on location as a 45-foot tractor trailer, and within 2 hours, its doors are open and event-ready with 2 30-foot bars, a complete sound system, built-in generators, water supplies, TVs, refrigerators, lighting, and an interactive photo booth.
We're hoping to enhance the experience of the IMSA fans, the GT3 fans, so they come back next year. And not only do they want to watch the race, but they want to hang out at Club Patron and drink our tequila, a quality product.
In order to run the club unit, Patron staffs it with an event manager, a systems operator, security, 6 bartenders, and of course, the Patron girls. But for the Monterey Sports Car Championship, the experience grew.
Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca has allowed us to activate Club Patron here on track. We not only were allowed to set up our mobile bar, but we took over an entire island now that we call Club Patron Island. Well, on the island, people are allowed to enhance their racing experience. Not only can they sit back and relax in one of our lounges and watch turn 2, but they can also take pictures with the girls and take home a memento. We have bocce ball, badminton, and boat racing, remote control boat racing. I think that's my favorite part.
With the help of IMSA, in the short time Patron has been with the series, thousands of consumers across the country have enjoyed Club Patron and have had the opportunity to experience what the Patron brand is all about.
It's been a great success for us. IMSA is very concerned about our return on our investment. We've got a great relationship with them. I've worked with NASCAR and IRL before, and I choose to work with IMSA. GT3 has been an incredible activation for us, and they're really supportive. IMSA has been a very supportive series for us, and they're a great partner.
And that has been returned, certainly, as we get back to green flag racing. Another restart in this third round of the championship. First of the 2 races to unfold here at Monterey. And once again, Ross Smith leads the field up, and you can see a much cleaner start. No issues throughout, although there is certainly some good battling back in the pack. But everybody able to get through clean this time. Coming out of turn 2, heading up into turn 3. Smith, once again, hounded by Carlisle. Then Mike Shine. And then Amadeo Quiros doing a great job. But Jorge Trejos is closing up. You can see him right there in that Porsche, the white Porsche with the blue and white stripes, big stripes down the hood, has now slotted into the 5th spot. And then you have your Gold Cup class leader right behind him, Carlos Eduardo's. But Mike Shine feeling immense pressure right now from Amadeo Quiros. Amadeo really turning the wick up, takes a look into turn 6, a tough place to get it done, and he decided, nope, wait to fight another day. But you can see it did rattle Shine just a little bit. Dropped that tire just off the edge, not too far, however. And now up into the corkscrew once again. Shine shallows up his entry to protect. You can see misses the apex on the drop down to the bottom of the corkscrew and settles it up once again. But things were about to go very, very pear-shaped here. Watch this. Take a look here at John Baker heading down into turn 2, and you can see Enrique Cisneros, who had that moment earlier in turn 6, dropped way back, trying to work his way up through the pack, gets a great drive out of turn 2, is all over the back of Baker. They get up now, set up for turn 3, and you see Baker turn in a little early to protect, but it gets him wide on the exit. Cisneros gets a much better run, looks to the inside. Baker turns in, doesn't know he's there. Cisneros spins to avoid contact, and Paul Barnhart, no place to go, collects Cisneros, launches the car into a series of barrel rolls, and the yellow flags fly. And you hear the call already, it'll be a full course yellow. Barnhart, after a series of barrel rolls, comes to a stop outside of turn 4. And watch, the corner worker runs up, takes a look, and right away sees that Barnhart is in the car, starting to unbuckle, gives a quick thumbs up. That's great news. Some great evasive action by other drivers. And here's where it happened. You see Cisneros gets that better drive, but to make a pass in turn 4, you have to be completely alongside. He wasn't there. Baker had no clue he was coming. Turns. Cisneros avoids the contact, but Barnhart, trapped on the outside, thought he was through. No. That right rear tire catches the right front of Cisneros and launches Barnhart into that series of barrel rolls. You can see bodywork coming off of the car. Another look at it here. There you see the spin by Cisneros, and here is Barnhart. Boom, collects him, goes over 4 times. 1. There's the second one, and you can see all that bodywork flying off the car, taking energy with it. And here's the final one, lands, wheels down. And I'll tell you what, that is a driver who is very happy he is driving a Porsche, as are all of these drivers. This is the Porsche Platz Car Corral heading out for their parade lap, and they love their cars because of Porsche's race-bred DNA.
In addition to the services offered trackside at each venue, what you might not realize is that teams also have the opportunity to use the services here at Porsche Motorsport North America.
We were watching a GT3 Cup engine being assembled from parts after being disassembled and cleaned and measured and all the preliminary sub-assemblies that we do.
What they do is provide teams with a one-stop shop for engine assembly. Porsche outsources nothing.
The engine arrives here, it gets inventoried, we tear it apart. It gets cleaned, everything gets crack tested. There's a parts list that gets put together, and then it gets reassembled with all new parts and ready to go again for another 40 hours or whatever the life expectancy of the particular motor is. We see the same engines throughout the year. Each engine, we have a components data file on it, and keeps track of the hours on the engine. And when the engines get close to being houred out, as we say, then the customer is notified and the engine shows up here for another rebuild. I don't think people realize the amount of time it takes to do an engine. Usually from start to finish, it's probably 55 hours.
In the shop, technicians will build and rebuild engines from almost 10 different Porsche race cars. But luckily for Jim and the other 6 working with him, the engines in GT3 should last an entire season with an average life of about 40 hours.
Yeah, we're the behind-the-scenes guys. So, you know, most of the glamour's at the racetrack, but the guys that stay here and we'll work, 5 days a week, and we're the guys that make it happen.
Thanks much, Jamie. And still ahead, we go inside Club Patron and we'll learn how competitors can grow with IMSA.